So, amen. So, you see, when it comes to someone like King Saul,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
King Saul was not somebody that God just rejected because God hated him.
Yes, sir.
No, it was because God noticed how unhappy his prophet was with him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you study the Bible, King Saul did not directly offend God apart from only once. Only one.
Yes, sir.
But because of how Samuel the seer reacted
Yes, sir.
to King Saul,
Yes,
that's what made God get very, very upset
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
with him. Now, I want to show you from the Bible the progress of decline in favor with God that King Saul made himself a victim of. Then you begin to see that when God sent Samuel the seer to the house of Jesse to anoint David to be king,
Yes, sir.
it wasn't something that was just a brash decision.
Yes, sir.
It was because God noticed
Yes, sir.
the consistency in the decline
Yes, sir.
in favor King Saul had with Samuel the seer.
Yes, sir.
And that is why, as much as you can, avoid your leader, particularly one that God has sent to you.
Yes, sir.
Avoid such a person, be it a man or a woman, being angry with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, no doubt, when it comes to human relationship, we can all offend each other.
Yeah.
That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that is within the parameters of ministry.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, something that has to do with a spiritual assignment.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you are told to do something by your leader, and here you are pretending that you are going to do it, but you did not do it, and your leader noticed it and was upset. Now, you see those kind of things consistently
Yes, sir.
is what can make you lose favor with your leader. And believe me, if you lose favor with your leader, where anytime they see you, you remind them of why they should be angry, God will have no choice but to turn against you. Because at that point, such a person is making God's minister become who God never planned for them to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because a minister, their first responsibility is to bless you and pray for you.
Yes, sir.
But if anytime they see you, they are always angry, they are not in agreement with you. And you know, one of the things you need to begin to carefully examine in your life is your ego. If you are an egoistic person,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you are not going to last in favor with God.
Yes, sir.
You will not. In fact, it is that ego that will bring you down. Now, let's begin to notice the decline of Samuel the seer, because you need to, of King Saul. You need to understand, God himself originally was the one who knew Saul.
Yes, sir.
And Samuel the seer did not know him.
Yes, sir.
And when you go to chapter 9, God liked Saul because of his looks.
Yes, sir.
And like I told you, God can like you because of something about you.
Yes, sir.
It could be because of your eyes, like I said,
Yes, sir.
like he did with Leah. It could be because of your legs. It could just be because of something about you.
Yes, sir.
And that is why, when it comes to doing a plastic surgery, you need to be sure that that area you want to make artificial is not the area God really likes about you.
Yes, sir.
And it's the truth.
Yes, sir.
If God already like your lips and you now say you want to make it big through plastic surgery, you can be sure God will not like it.
Yes, sir.
If you already liked it, even without plastic surgery, what makes you think God will like it with plastic surgery? But men can like it, and men cannot do what God can do.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying you can't do plastic surgery. I'm saying be sure that the area you want to make plastic in your life or in your body is not the area God likes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because God will not join you and become plastic.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Okay. Now, it was God, say it with me,
It was God
who told Samuel the seer
who told Samuel the seer
about Saul.
about Saul.
And then God told him,
And,
make him king.
and then God told him, make him
You see.
king.
And when you read in 1 Samuel chapter 9 into chapter 10, Samuel the seer, when he met King Saul, said, the Lord spoke to me the day before
Yes.
about you.
Yes.
So God can talk to someone in advance
Yes.
before your arrival
Yes.
that you are the person he wants to lift.
Amen. Yes, sir.
God does that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say it with me, God does
God
that.
does that.
Yes, sir.
And I believe he will do that with you
Amen.
today.
Yes.
But the point here is, was King Saul stupid to not know that it was a high privilege God was giving him? And King Saul, before he became king, came from a family where even his uncle did not like him. King Saul had an uncle who never liked his nephew, King Saul, making progress. To the point that even in chapter 9,
Yes, sir.
Samuel the seer told Saul, after this our meeting, when you go back home, don't tell anyone what happened.
Yes, sir.
Don't tell anyone you even met me. Then Samuel the seer now told him, even your uncle will ask you. Don't tell him anything. But why would Samuel the seer be that specific? That even your uncle will even ask you. Now, do you know who that uncle of Saul gave birth to?
Please tell us, sir.
That uncle gave birth to a son called Abner. And Abner was the one who became King Saul's Secretary of Defense.
Right.
And it was Abner that wanted to give David the kingdom of Israel when Joab stabbed him. Because there was just something about that family.
Yes, sir.
And somebody said, be careful of your uncle. He doesn't like you. He can ask you questions like someone who loves his nephew. He does not like you. But I want to show you the first mistake King Saul made.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to tell you, are you listening to me? You see, when you begin to lose favor, even with your leader, the mistakes you'll be making that will be making your leader angry will never look serious. But as long as they take it personal, God will take it personal.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing.
Yes, sir.
Because there's always a tendency to be so close to your leader, so familiar to your leader, such that you can forget that God is behind him. You see those conversations your leader is having with you, those jokes, God was behind the jokes. They know, but you don't. Because the conversation made you forget that there is a greater one behind this leader. Because you should always remember, if not for who is behind this person, you naturally will not have crossed paths with this person.
That's so true. Yes, sir.
But you seem to have forgotten what made you come in the first place.
Yeah.
Let me show you something.
Yes, sir.
Go to chapter 13. Let's show you King Saul's first mistake. His first mistake was when he was told by Samuel the seer earlier that I'll be away, he said, for 7 days. And then 7 days later, I will come to see you. And then when I come, on that 7th day, you and I will give offerings to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
King Saul said, no problem, sir. Listen. Make your obedience last. King Saul, because of how privileged he was fine. He obeyed.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you the first enemy to your obedience. Would you like to know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fear.
Fear.
Your fear is the reason why you stop obeying. And I'll show it to you in a moment. Don't think it's any other thing. Your fear is the reason why you stop being obedient. And that fear is always very logical.
Yes, sir.
But that fear is the reason why you'll be rejected by God. If there's one thing I have learned over time with God in my young life, is God does not like fearful people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The moment God's hand is upon you,
Yes, sir.
help yourself by stop being afraid.
Yes, sir.
Help yourself. Because the same God who likes you will be the one to finish you.
Yes, sir.
Then the question then becomes, God, why did you even raise this person? If at the end of the day you finished him or her. See? Because if God can lift you up,
Yes, sir.
and at the end bring you down to nothing. The truth of the matter is that when he did that with Pharaoh, he never gave the reason. But what God said sounded like a reason. You don't understand? He said for this purpose, after he swallowed he made the Red Sea kill all the Egyptians and swallowed the Pharaoh. God said, it is for this purpose I raised Pharaoh up, that I might bring him down.
Yes, sir.
But the truth of the matter is that sounded like a logical reason, but that was actually not the reason. That was actually not the reason.
Yes, sir.
If you study the destruction of the Pharaoh and the armies of Israel, you get to see that was really not the reason. How can God waste years, time, resources to lift a man with the intention of bringing him down to nothing? That's never the reason. But God told people, for this reason I raised Pharaoh up, that I may bring him down. Please, sir. How long did it take you to reason? Because if that is the reason, how long will it take you, God, to lift a man? Just to bring him down.
Yes, sir.
Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before you met him. So how long will it take you, God, to lift a man with the intention of bringing him down? Even that will make you understand that's not the reason.
Yes, sir.
Because God will not tell you everything.
That's true, sir. Makes sense.
The only person who knew the reason why God brought Pharaoh down was Moses.
Yes, sir.
And Moses only revealed it when he was about to die. But when God destroyed the Egyptians at the Red Sea, when God did it at the Red Sea,
Yes, sir.
when God did it, he told them, this is the reason why I raised the Pharaoh. But truthfully, the only person who knew why God destroyed the Pharaoh was Moses. And he told Moses that before Moses even went to Egypt. And what was the reason?
Please tell us, sir.
God said to Moses, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if that is what you want, does that look like God wanted to destroy the Pharaoh?
No.
I mean, it's not just to let them go.
Yes, sir.
You're already Pharaoh.
Yes, sir.
Let them go, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, that will tell you something. That the reason why God lifted Pharaoh was so that he can let these people go, not to destroy them. He says, go tell Pharaoh, let these people go. But guess what God now said? But I know he will not. Aish. Why? His fear. His fear. His fear. Because to sit as a Pharaoh is a huge contest within the family. So it was God who favored this Pharaoh to become Pharaoh. It was God who backed him up. God says, I need him. He will have to help me to let these people go. But I know he will not. The fear that he will lose his place. Meanwhile, the people he's afraid of never put him there. That has always been the problem. What did God say to Joshua in Joshua chapter 1? He says, do not look at their faces. I'm with you always. Then what did God finally tell him? Be strong and very courageous. Do you know how many times God repeated it in chapter 1 of the book of Joshua? 3 times. In one chapter, God repeated it 3 times. Be strong and very courageous. Be strong. Then the 3rd time he said, only be strong. Only. If you want me to use you, let that be the only thing you can do for me. Because that's the only thing that can make me sustain this favor. And that is one mistake Saul made. He never took the time to even study Joshua chapter 1 to be courageous. What are you afraid of? Who brought you this far? And you are afraid that you can't move forward. You see why you incur losses. When I was joining the occult, the first thing that was beaten out of me was fear.
Yes, sir.
They didn't even do that with you. You understand? I'm even telling you not to be afraid. Bro.Osi, you don't know what I'm going through. How am I going to pay? Do you know why you don't give offerings? It's even your fear. Because you don't believe money will come again. But it was God who even made that money to come. But you don't believe you have money. You see why God is leaving you alone? Remember, some time ago you used to give 1,000, 2,000. It was nothing to you. Now you can't give $50. See how far, how down your fear brought you. It rubbished you. Wow. This is what you are comfortable to give, $50. You used to give 1,000 before. Say, yeah, I have some bills to pay. The bills will always be there. Have you forgotten?
It's true. It's true.
Because you don't trust in the God who made you pay 1,000 previously. Because you felt you were doing too much. So we say, cut your coat according to your size. What's your size? Please tell me. $50. Can't you see who initiated the size for you? Your fears. If there is one thing God does not like to see in anyone, is their fear. You know, some of you know what you're afraid of before you even came. You know. Some of you are afraid of even morning, afternoon, night. You're afraid of anything. When you got to, you say, Father, thank you for bringing us home safely. There were so many accidents, many went out and did not return. So, can't you see that prayer is in fear? Many went out and did not return. So you are surprised you returned. That's what you mean. Many went out and did not return. And so you are surprised that you return. Oh, Father, we thank you. What a prayer in fear. But it sounded nice. It sounded like you are a humble person.
Yeah, thankful.
And then the next time you went out, can't you see the way you escaped an accident? You shouted, Jesus, Jesus. Then you came back again. You thanked him again. Father, I thank you. Many went out and did not return. And I can relate with that. I know that. Because by your mercy, you brought me back home. Okay. Mercy, the next time is justice. And when you see the justice, you'll see the impact of justice in the hospital.
No, not me.
You see what your fears can do. That's the cause of anyone's disobedience. The reason why you said no, or the reason why you delayed in obedience, is your fear. Let's show you. Somebody here said, look, man, I'll go away for 7 days. On the 7th day, I will come. And we'll spend some time and give God an offering. King Saul said, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Somebody here left. There are some people I really feel sorry for. They look obedient, but how long will it last? Oh, let's show you something. Someone they see here on the 7th day did not show up. Oh. He did not show up. Then the Philistines were around the top of the mountain, looking at King Saul down the foot of the mountain to attack him. When his soldiers saw, we are outnumbered. What did his soldiers do? They all ran away. They went back home to your tent, to Israel. They ran back home. So King Saul said, what am I going to do? Okay, I know what to do. I've been waiting for Saul. He has not, and Samuel this year, he has not come yet. He told me 7 days. And this is the 7th day. He has not showed up yet. The enemies are around. Let me give God an offering. With that offering, God will move. He will send his angels. But was that what you were told? You know why? Because you didn't know that the prophet who was talking to you, when he was talking, it was God talking. So you thought you could reach God faster because he favored you. Listen, let me tell you how God gives people opportunities. Would you like to know?
Yes, sir.
So that you don't miss your own.
Yes, sir.
It is the reason why God raises people
Yes, sir.
is because some others have challenged them. So when God is lifting you, you are an answer that God is giving to those who challenge them. But it is whether or not you are the right answer. It is whether or not you are really the right answer. Oh God, when are you going to give me my husband? Then God now raises you. But it is whether or not that's even the right answer. But because of how you spoke to him, he said, okay, no problem. Before you disrespect me, oh yeah, Chukudi, come. Oh, James Paul, come. That's why God gave you. Father, answer me. I serve a God who answers by prayer. Please, that's too dangerous to say. He answers prayers. It's true. But would you like the answer? Would you really like the answer? King Saul felt, okay, this guy is not around now. This prophet, what's wrong with him? So he decided to give God an offering. The moment he was giving the offering, that's when Samuel the seer came. The prophet was coming to a place where soldiers ran away from.
Yes, sir. That's true.
So, doesn't that tell you what follows the prophet is more than an army? And that's the same person you want to disrespect and challenge. Where you have not entered, he has been there. Soldiers saw the Philistine armies and ran away. And Samuel, the seer, with his rod, he is coming. As an old man. King Saul saw him and ran to him. Oh, my fathers. And somebody said, what is going on here? He said, sir, you told me to wait for 7 days. Yeah, I waited. Oh, let's read it. So that it doesn't look like I'm making it up. Go to verses 8. Verses 8. Don't lose the favor God is giving you.
Yes, sir.
Don't lose it. You think, never ever casualize
Yes, sir.
what your leader is telling you.
Yes, sir.
Particularly when you know God is using this person.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, listen,
Yes, sir.
the instructions that have brought great men down were so simple. You will not think that will be the reason why God can bring someone down. You will not think it. You will never think it. Please don't think it is the big things that bring people down. It's not the big things.
Yes, sir.
It's usually the small thing. That is why if they even tell you, this is the reason why God brought this person down, you will never believe it. Except God himself tells you. You will never believe it. You will never believe it. I mean, you think about it. Twins, 2 brothers,
Yes, sir.
who are twins.
Yes, sir.
One is hungry. Please, I need food to eat.
Yeah.
The other twin say, give me your birthright. He said, what is that to me? That means make me the firstborn.
Yes, sir.
But you know you are not the firstborn. Right?
Yes, sir.
Esau is the biological firstborn.
Yes, sir.
Jacob said, I want to be the firstborn. Esau said, what is that to me? Yeah, take it. Why do you think Esau said that? Because Esau knew, biologically I'm the firstborn. You can't replace me. But Esau did not know that remark, take it, he actually gave it away. Because of a plate of porridge. He did not. And the Bible says by doing that, God hated him forever to this day. Forever to this day. Forever to this day. Think about how many firstborns that are not doing well today. There are so many firstborns that are not doing well. I'm a firstborn, so I know what I'm telling you. I had to break out from that thing. It was my younger brother who used to give me food to eat until I said, no, I can't do this. See, go and check many firstborns who are not doing. Sometimes it could be the last born or the second to the last one that is taking care of everyone. And the firstborn does not know that's a problem. But they want to fight the lastborn. You think because you have money, you are the one determining it. Shut up. You already sold your birthright and maybe to your friend. That's how. Let's read. I want you to see. I want you to see something. What are you trivializing that you think is nothing? There are some of you, sometimes, even when I try to correct some of you, it may look like this Bro.Osi said, his own is too much. Let me tell you something. When you see me correct you, it is because of your future that I've seen. There are some people, even though I've seen their future, I will not tell them anything. You know why? Because they won't listen. They won't listen. Do you understand? So sometimes you just let some people be. Let them experience something. Do you understand? Then there are others. You can even tell them. This thing will land you in a hole. But just because it looks like what I'm correcting you about, I did not study it in school. You think I don't know what I'm talking about. I have seen some great men fall in this America that I knew. Fall, and the thing that made them fall were even some of the things I once spoke to them about that they ignored. I know of someone who was not promoted to be an executive director because he did not polish his shoes. But he used to say, Osi, I can see my face on your shoes. He used to laugh at me at that. But that's the reason why he was not promoted. He finally still left the job. Although anytime I see him, his shoes are clean now. But he has lost that opportunity. Yeah. And that day, it so happened that the shoes he wore were his younger brother's shoes. Because he told me the story that happened that day. But it was because of the shoes. And his boss, the chairman of the organization, why are you wearing? Please don't follow us. Go back. Go home. That's how he lost his place. And it was his PA that now became a director. His own PA. But it was his brother's shoes he wore. And the things that I tell people, there was a lady, a guy told me he will never marry. He cannot marry. And he told me because she smells. He said, Bro.Osi, I'm sorry to say she smells. And I laughed. He said, I'm so sorry. I said, don't apologize. I agree with you because I've told her many times. I've told her many times. Wear perfume. Wear perfume. But someone was really interested in her. But she didn't know. And the guy rejected her because she smells. And it's the truth. What can we do? When somebody says you are smelly, are you not smelly? You must smell before somebody says you are smelly. The guy told me she smells. And I say it is true because I've been telling her. Wear perfume, you will not wear. Wear perfume, you will not wear. And then the day the angel of your destiny came, he found you smelling. And you were the first person he met. He shook hands with you. When you opened your mouth, an odor came out. Smell. And how did he know she was smelling? This person was opening the door for him, lifting the curtain. That's why it smelled us. That's what kind of, and she's a nice person. Nice lady, but odor is the enemy to her marriage. Odor. The thing that can make you fall is so little. Because I've been telling this person, wear perfume. Is it a cause? So I don't wear perfume. It gives me, she used to tell me it gives me irritation. She used to tell me it irritates my skin. But she doesn't know that's why she's not married. It gives me skin irritation. If my skin will peel, which one will peel? Your skin was already peeling even before perfume. Idiot. Your skin was already peeling. Now I say that respectfully now. That's the reason why that lady does not have a husband. No husband. Some people, their own is too much. Let's show you King Saul. Let's show you King Saul. Let's read from verse 7, then we'll read down. And some of the Hebrews went over Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead. As for Saul,
He was yet in Gilead.
and all the people following him, trembling. And he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel the seer had appointed. But Samuel the seer came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him.
And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me,
And peace offerings.
And he offered the burnt offering. And he
Stop.
went to
Who do you think he gave the offerings to? To God. Please answer now. Will he give it to Satan? To God. But even an offering that he gave to God brought him down. See. And it came to pass that
as soon as he had made an end of offering, the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him.
Sad. Let's read on.
And Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash.
Therefore said I,
the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord.
Stop. Were you supposed to do it? You are supposed to be a king. Giving offerings is not your place. That's another thing. How much do you know to stay in your lane? You want to enter another person's lane, the one who is above you. You want to enter their lane. Let me tell you something. You can speak better English than your spiritual leader. But please, let your English keep you in your lane. Listen, let me look up. Sometimes you can have a pastor who may not be well articulated in English. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. But have you not noticed that even that English that they speak, that is not well articulated, causes things to happen? Do you know why God uses them that way? Because God knows the matters they are to address in life, they will not need eloquence to do it. You with your eloquence, you can't do nada. And you think because you are eloquent in English, you should be the leader. Come and address the spirits then with your eloquence. Come and speak the English. You think you can speak English? Please laugh at yourself. Abby, let's laugh together. Because you speak English. Because you are eloquent in English. Okay. And even the demon was just listening to your music. Your voice was sounding like music. Some demons, the only way they can give way is broken English. Your eloquence. You're on cruise control. You see why the problem too is also on cruise control. Because the demon behind it does not need eloquence. And all you went to school for is eloquence. You are so eloquent that you are eloquently stagnant. You are, I'm telling you, beautifully stagnant. Like a statue. Have you ever seen this? One day we'll talk about the mysteries of statues. Beautiful but stagnant. Father, have mercy upon me. Oh. We talk about the Statue of Liberty. Who has that statue set free? But you say it's a Statue of Liberty. But who has that statue made free? And you paid on tourism just to go and look at Statue of Liberty. Me too, I also want to see it too. Let me understand why you are called Statue of Liberty. Who have you set free?
Man, that's true.
Like that sister. Statue of marriage. But smell will not let her. Bad odor. And when I used to tell her, wear perfumes. But they don't know what, she did not know what I was saying. Be wearing perfume. Wear nice perfume. There's somebody I even told recently. I said, be wearing perfume from home. Don't come to church before you start spraying perfume. Even for me, I wear perfume from home. Before I also wear perfume to come and preach. You smell from the house. Enter bus smelling. Then you now get to this church. And the bus driver already knows. This is where you always come down. You smell all the way, then you come to church before you wear perfume. Don't do that nonsense. I told one sister 2 days ago. I said, be wearing perfume from home. And she understood that language. Be wearing perfume from home. What do you think I'm trying to tell the person? You are smelling from home. Hi. Who sat next to you when you left home? Now, I'm not embarrassing. Did I call anybody's name? I'm not embarrassing you. Because I know your father will not tell you because you will say he hurt your feelings. I'm not hurting your feelings. Because I want you to marry. Wear good perfume. What kind of this thing is it? Ah. Your sweat pulse is just producing smell. Then you now carry wig on top again. Why did you shout? Go and sit down. And then with the shower of rain that fell, you are hitting your head. Because rain enter. You are hitting. Because it is itching you, it's biting you. The wig was biting you. Say, let me go. Pharaoh, let me go. You became a Pharaoh. To your wig, to your shoes. Your shoes are screaming, let me go. Some of you, some clothes that you know you are already bigger than. Let it go. Let it go. Salvation Army is there. Put it. Let it go. We'll start coming to your houses to come and see some of the clothes you have outgrown. And each time you look at the dress, you're always angry.
No, for real, I can still fit it.
Yeah, too much. Anyway, let's show you something. See what he said in verses 12. Let's read verses 12 again. Can you be fast with me? Let's read verses 12. 1, 2, go.
The Pharisees will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself, therefore, and offered a burnt offering.
You see that? And the offering was to who? To the Lord. But notice how he did it. He did it against his will because he knew it was not his place. Listen, even your conscience, I hope you know your conscience is actually the voice of the Spirit. It's the voice of the Spirit of God. And when your conscience is already telling you, this thing, it's not in your place to do, leave it. Leave it. You see, the moment your conscience is telling you, leave this thing, and that is the thing you refuse to listen to, that conscience is a witness against you before God. And that will be the reason why God will reject you. It is because you did not honor your conscience. Because your conscience is the voice of the Spirit. I know what I'm telling you because I've told you, I only have one opportunity in my life. I've lost two because I did not listen. And it looks like that's what you are doing now. And you are doing it so well. Because by the time you fall, it will be very gallant. You know, it's a Humpty Dumpty fall where you can't gather the pieces. Meanwhile, the reason why God raised you, Pharaoh, is to be an instrument of deliverance instead of Moses. Tell him, it is time to let my people go. Then you can keep reigning. Pharaoh said, no. You must be my slave. God said, Then it is you, Pharaoh, that will not be free from our attack. I hope you know. If God tells you this is the reason why I don't want you to do something, please don't think that's the reason. He already told somebody else, one that is above you, the original reason. What he's telling you is what you like to hear, so he will give you what you like to hear. Don't let God betray you. He has done it many times. God can shock you. Even your liver will dry up. God will shock you. He said, Pharaoh, go tell him. Moses, go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. That's the reason why God raised him. Just let them go. Because the previous one will not let them go. So you now that have raised. Remember, they were in bondage for 400 years. So pharaohs have come and gone. Now this one, God picked him. God chose him and said, you are the guy. You will do it for me. And the guy turned against God. He betrayed God, so God betrayed him. What are you doing? Because you want to please the people. And know what I'm telling you, because I've been there before. Where we like to make people around us happy. But I finally realized, some of you that we even want to make happy, you really don't care. So why should we? Since you don't even care. And it's the truth. That's how some of you have been behaving. You really don't care. Because you think everything is about you. So, we will not care too. Because I hope you know God is a reactor. When you do something, He reacts to it. Some of you over and over and over again have told you, don't do this thing. Don't behave this way. Don't do this thing. And you are not listening. But what you don't know is that the more I keep telling you, the more God begins to repair. He begins to dislike you. I've seen that happen over and over and over and over again. Now, let me show you something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See what Samuel the seer said. Verse 13. Let's read.
And Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly.
So, now, why do you think King Saul forced himself to give God an offering? Because he was afraid.
Yes, sir.
But see what God, or what Samuel the seer said, or what God through Samuel the seer said.
Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord.
No. Go back again. He said he has done what? Foolishly. Please stop. What was foolish about giving God? What was foolish about giving God an offering? As long as you did not obey. Please don't think your offering will cover it. Even your offering will not help you. That's the reason why some ministers can lie to some people that when you sow seeds, you prosper. How can you prosper when you don't even have a leader over you that you obey?
That's true.
See what he said. See what he said.
Thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee.
Stop. If you read, we started from verses 8. But if you read from chapter 1, you will never hear Samuel the seer say, the Lord said I should tell you, I'll be away for 7 days. I'll come back for 7 days. No. Samuel the seer just said, I'll be away for 7 days. I'll come back on the 7th day. But after the mistake, he is not telling him, actually it was God talking to you that day. That's the thing. Why do you think because your leader plays with you all the time, you don't have sense to know when God is talking in the joke? How come? How come you don't know when God is talking to you?
You are God all by yourself. You are God all by yourself.
He was telling him, I will go away this and that. I am this and that. He's not telling him. It was a command from God. So why didn't you tell me, thus saith the Lord? Why should I? By now you should know that when I'm talking to you, it is God talking to you. How should I know? Was it not God who made you king? Was it your father that made you king? Was I the one who made you king? Or it was God who cleared the way and picked you and made you king? And now you not think, after that God is through with you. Why do you think God raised you up? I hope you know you were raised up to obey. You were made a pastor to obey. But it doesn't look like you want to. And I said, let me tell you. You refuse to obey God. And you thought offerings can cover it. See how you betrayed your own self. Because he thought it was just Samuel talking. Samuel said it was actually God. Did the tone change? No. Did the accent change? No. From the voice, this was Samuel talking. God says, that's why it is God. I have learned it from childhood. Listen, there are things some of us learn from childhood. You are just learning it in your adulthood. And that's why you are likely going to make a mistake. Samuel knew God likes to talk with the voice of who his leader was, Eli. And you, King Saul, grown man, you don't know that. You thought I was the one talking to you. You thought I was the one talking to you. Because I did not use a baritone voice. I did not change my voice. I sounded the same. And you couldn't tell it was God. So who lifted you? Who do you think lifted you? Was it not the same ordinary voice that told you you would be king? Yet it was God talking. You seem to have forgotten. You can't tell the difference between Osi and God. It's sad. It's sad. You are really making a costly mistake. You can't tell the difference between Osi and God. And I'm not saying you should be suspicious. Is it God that is talking? Is it Osi? Don't ask me that. Don't you have sense to know? Okay, why will I even tell you? I'll be away for 7 days. I'll come back on the 7th day. We'll give God an offering. As long as the reason for my actions is still connected to God, that will tell you God is behind it. And you don't have sense to know. Well, you didn't sound serious. I didn't sound serious. That's why you never took me serious. Don't worry, you will seriously fall. Let's see what somebody here said to him. Let's read from verses 13 again. This was the first mistake King Saul made. And in every logical sense, you will defend him. After all, he's giving God an offering.
Yes, sir.
He wants divine protection. Other kings did it. It's not that. Are you like them? The other kings who did it, they came from a generation of royalty. You are just pioneering a generation of royalty, and you think you are the same. This one inherited a church from his father, and you want to operate like him. When you are pioneering a work, everybody wants to be like Pastor Joel Austin. He inherited the church through a priestly ministry lineage. His father was the pastor. You are the first to start. And you want to compare yourself with Pastor Joel Austin. God spoke to me through Pastor Joel Austin. He did. He did. Oh yeah. So how did it turn out? Did it work? Continue now. Since you know everything, continue. Let's show you something. And Samuel said to Saul, you have been
done foolishly.
foolish. You have done foolishly. Hi. You look this good, yet you are a foolish man. Let's see. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord, which commanded thee. And because of that, hi. Imagine if you obeyed. The Lord would have established your kingdom forever. Forever.
Yes, sir.
What? Now, there's something you are not getting. Samuel actually came on the 7th day. The difference now could just be 1 hour or 30 minutes. And that cost him a forever kingship. 1 hour or maybe 2 hours. It was still the 7th day. The difference could be 30 minutes. It could be 1 hour. And that mistake in an hour can cost you a forever error. A forever consequence. He says, God wanted to establish your kingdom. You thought I came late. God wanted you to last. That's why I was late. To establish you fully. So that you can last. But you will not last. If fear can push you to make a costly mistake within an hour of the appointed day, then you are not worth the investment. It wasn't God talking. It was somebody here talking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. He says God wanted to establish you forever. Why don't you listen? Over and over and over. Listen carefully what I'm telling you. You see this life? It's true I'm younger. It's true I'm younger. But I've seen strange things that your grandmother have never seen. That's why I'm telling you. Some of you have been to Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Have you really seen Papa Joshua Igila? I know you said you have seen him. You sat in front of him. Do you know who that man of God is? Do you know why you really don't know who Papa Joshua Igila is? It's because you are familiar with me. I'll tell you truthfully. It's because you are familiar with him. But I'm not with the man of God. For the man of God to pick me, and out of many pastors in the ministry, he appointed me regional overseer for America. It's because you are familiar with me. Why didn't he make the other pastors regional overseer for America? It's because I play with you. And because you play with me and you don't take me serious, you don't know who the man of God is, Papa Joshua Igila. And that's your mistake. And that's the mistake many of you are making. Many of you, that's the mistake. And it's not new. It's not new. It's not new. Do you know, as I'm talking to you, every day or any time I'm privileged to talk to our Most Holy Father on the phone. I kneel down wherever I am. I kneel down to talk to him on the phone. I don't care who is there, whether it's in public. You are not the one who lifted me. It is the God of the man of God at the end of the phone that can make me walk into a designer store, that can make me walk into anywhere. It was this same man of God that gave me private jet. So I'm not ashamed to kneel down. But you are too arrogant. Say, we're in a public place. How can I do that? Look at you. You don't even have anything. You are even ashamed. If you're already ashamed when you have nothing, then you can't even have anything. Because you will kill yourself. If somebody embarrasses you when you have something. Anywhere I am. And if I'm driving and I'm privileged to receive a call from the man of God, no matter how urgent that place I'm going to is, I will park the car. I park the car. And then I put my head down like this. Why is on the phone? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at it. Because one word from where he's sitting can change your life. And you are too familiar. You don't know when God called you on the phone. You still think he's a man talking to you on the phone. I say even when I'm going somewhere in a hurry, if the man of God calls, and he's most gracious, sometimes he says, are you okay? Are you busy? And I tell him, oh, I'm going to so place. He said, okay, fine, call me back. I said, no, sir, please, sir. He said, but is your place not urgent? Apart from those occasions, he will tell me, okay, go, call me back. Apart from those few times, I will just park the car and say, no, sir, it's an honor, sir. How can you still be driving? You're talking to the man of God and breeze is blowing. And the man of God cannot hear you. You are too much. You. Wow. Your shoulder is broad. High. Do you know the meaning of the man of God's name? Igila. That means a mighty tree. Which one are you? Yeah. Now someone say, you are doing too much. You are doing too much. Is that what you think? See how this man fell. It was a conversation. Samuel this year was not shouting at him. But he just gave him his end. He will not last. He just said it in few words. He did not pray. Oh God, hear me by fire. Do not let him rain again. He didn't need to pray. He did not need to pray. Anointed but rejected. Could not even last. And see how God rubbished him. God had to use a 17-year-old boy to embarrass him. In case you are not willing to go, I will use a 17-year-old boy to be a thorn in your flesh. And God caused young women to be singing. David saw slay 1,000. David has slain 10,000. God, nobody told the women to sing. They all went to Motown, Death Row Records, and start producing music. Producing hit song. Anywhere King Saul goes, David has slain. That was what women know. Through musical. Since you don't want to go, I will use women. You know what it means? When a woman is excited about a song that you don't like, particularly if that lady is even your girlfriend, you will not know peace. I've told you don't sing that song. She will be humming it. I saw one TikTok. Something like cooking with. Yeah. So some people were shouting, angry. There's a way a woman will start singing. And she'll be using it to poke you. King Saul enters the bathroom, his daughters are singing. So what is the meaning of all this? And the sad part was that what they were singing in the song was true. Goliath was worth 10,000. It's true. So even King Saul, when he said, why are you singing that song? He said, but daddy, it's true now. He killed Goliath too. Do you understand? Aye. Don't let God rubbish you. Father, please have mercy upon my life. Oh. Father, please have mercy upon me. I said, the man of God, Papa Joshua Aguila, wherever I am, I always go on my knees. On the phone. He will say, hello? Hey, how are you, sir? You are still cooking. You are still cooking. You want to eat poison. You are still cooking. And the man of God is on the phone. You are cooking. Say, I didn't want it to burn. You just burnt your life. The food will not burn, but your life is burnt. You say, the man of God is talking to you. Papa Joshua Aguila is talking to you on the phone. He said, how are you, sir? Sir? Please, sir, wait, let me remove it. Let me turn off the stove. From your mouth. So he'll be waiting for you while you are cooking. And God is watching. Oh, okay. You. Or you say, sir, please forgive me. The children are here. They are making noise. And you can't walk away to attend. So your buttress wants to be comfortable. These are the little foxes that have destroyed the vines of so many. And the way God will rubbish you, because you are full of self. King Saul could have just gone quietly. Let me show you another mistake he now made again. After this, now, Samuel the seer was the one pronouncing this judgment. See what? Let's finish what he said. But now, the kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought him a man after his own heart. Where? Where is the man? There was no David in the picture. Believe me, there was no plan for a David. But notice how Samuel the seer started talking. He started speaking in past tense. You know what? When a prophet begins to talk to you in past tense, do you know what that means in prophetic interpretation? At that point, he is sending God on an errand. That's when God moves. This is where you begin to see God adjust dates. Notice the word sought, as though it has already happened. Meanwhile, there was no David in the picture. But now he's speaking in past tense. That means, God, you have to backdate it to say that you wanted David before Saul. Meanwhile, it was supposed to be Saul forever. Sought. God, see, he said God has already sought for a man. So God already knew you would make this blunder. He started making provision for your replacement. Look at it. Sometimes I tell some pastor, why do you come to church late? Why do you do this thing? You think these things that I'm telling you, they don't mean anything. Wait until you get fired. Wait until, listen, Some of you, you are funny. And some of the silly things some of you do sometimes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, go and re-examine yourself. Don't think it is the big mistakes that you make that will make God angry with you. Check the Bible. It is not big mistakes that make God angry with people. It is one small thing that you considered insignificant. You considered insignificant. You considered insignificant. I remember recently, that was last year, I walked into church. From the staircase, I started smelling food. And then when I walked in, I saw food. And this was before service. I remember I called Deaconess Susan. I said, please remove this food. How can people come to church and they are smelling food before service? Remove it. And she did. Graciously. And I even said, put it in the car. Right? I said, take it to the car. After service, how can church be smelling food when service is about to start? And then the smell will rest on their clothes. These are God's people. Now, is it wrong to cook food? No. Is it wrong to bring food to church? No. But have reverence. That everything has to do with timing. Now imagine somebody says, well, I couldn't leave it in the car, I had to bring it upstairs. Do you know what you're saying? You think, I didn't know that. Yeah, the heat from the car will make the food spoil. Is that what you think? Did the people come to eat your food or they came to hear God? So which one is more important? Do you know, for that disobedience, even you bringing the food, even when we say leave it in the car, that can make your generation be hungry. Yet, you did something good for church. People don't know where they make mistakes. I remember when we got into Mount Moriah, we needed toiletries to clean the bathroom. And the sister graciously bought toiletries. And I remember, one day, one sister walked up to me, came to the office and said, sir, I want to be cleaning the bathroom. And I said, oh, that's great. I'm grateful. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. And that was where we ended the conversation. So, one day, I came to church. And this sister was waiting for me by the door of the office. So I said, I hope there's no problem. She said, oh, not really, sir, but we have a challenge. I said, what is it? She said, actually, I came to church to come and clean the bathroom. I said, that's good. She said, yeah, but there are no cleaning supplies to clean it. I said, wait, was I supposed to buy the supplies? She said, well, I thought that since I volunteered myself to be cleaning the bathroom, you people should have made provisions for it. So I said, honestly, I did not know. But thank you for telling me. But don't clean it again. I'll clean it. And I remember Pastor Eunice was bringing some people to church with the car. So I called, I said, pass through Walmart, buy so this thing. Let's. She said, no, I'm ready. I gave myself to clean. I said, God has heard you. You are clean. And I'm not angry. But don't clean again. Wait. Were you doing it for me? Because if you were expecting me to buy the supplies, do you know the bills we pay here in church? And you can't buy tissue paper for church. You can't even buy tissue paper. Look at the wristwatch you are wearing. And you can't buy tissue paper for church. Do you know how much the rent then in Mount Moriah? I said, the rent of this place is $10,000. Is your money in it? She said, no, sir. That's why I want to do something for church. I said, you can't buy Fabuloso. You can't buy mop. Don't buy. What? Now, the amazing thing was that as at the time I was talking to that lady, there's this Haitian sister. She happens to be a nurse practitioner. I did not tell her anything. As I was talking to this particular sister, that's when that Haitian sister came and said, she just ran into the church. Bro.Osi, please, is there anybody who can help me remove things from my car for church? I said, I'll come and help you. So I went to help her. I discovered it was all the cleaning, this thing. She bought boxes, big boxes of tissue papers. She bought mops. She said, it's my contribution. I was asking the Lord, what can I do for church? See? What can I do for church? And that week she was promoted at work. This one. But you see, with what she bought, she opened her way. That lady never knew that the answer to her promotion was in the tissue paper she was going to buy for church. But this one expected me to buy it for her to clean. How come that you seem to have forgotten that the church is still a spiritual place? You think it's an ordinary place. You think it's like your house. You think it's like your house. That's why you miss it. You still think church is like your father's house. I mean your father that watches Fox TV. You think so. You think so. You think so. The next mistake was in chapter 15, King Saul made. That's where God finally said, I will not need this guy anymore. In our next class, we'll discuss it. Listen, I said it is the small things that make God bring mighty people down. When I was told God has an assignment for me in the ministry, I prayed one prayer for 4 years. Father, help me never to fall. Because it is not new. Even Jesus fell. See how men killed him. Look at you. Even Jesus fell. And you think you are almighty. Ask you, why do you come late? Why do you come late to church? Stop coming late to church. Look at who is even talking. He also comes late. You think I'm like you. Somebody see I came late. But he was never late in life with God. Can't you see you? You that came early still missed it. The one who... Let's pray. Father, have mercy upon me. Help my life, help my life, help my life. Now, I'm not telling you to be afraid to worship a human being. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, since you say you came looking to worship God, take it serious. Even those who do voodoo, don't joke with their voodoo spirits. You come to church and think that because the minister gave you a nudge, he's not anointed. Isn't it amazing? I'm still the one who tap you, play with you, but the same hand was driving a demon from you. Doesn't that tell you something? That we control the flow. The same hand that I can lay upon you and you'll be vibrating. It's the same hand. I will still shake with. I will still use to shake you. Shake your own hand and nothing happens to you. Doesn't that tell you I control it within me? I already know it's time to shake his hand. Don't flow. I'll pause it and I'll shake your hand. And then when it is time to flow, I'll let it flow. And you think everything is casual. You think everything is casual. What is wrong with you now? Why are you missing it? You keep moving in circles over and over and over again. Father, help my life. Help me not to fall. Help me not to fall. Father, in every area where I've missed it, please forgive me. Father, please forgive me. Talk to the Lord. Father, please forgive me. Lord, help me. Please stand to your feet. Talk to the Lord. Lord, help me. Help me. Help me not to fall. Help me not to fall. Help me never to fall. Lord, may I never be rejected by you. Having been your anointed by your spirit, may I never be your rejected. Talk to the Lord. Lay so party. Talk to the Lord. Le corone capase kratos. Zondos que pretene mengro tu le critas. Help me never, never to fall. Never, never to fall. Help me never, never to fall. Help me not to fall. Help me not to fall. May I never make the mistakes King Saul made. Father, help me. Help me. May I never fall like King Saul. May I never fall like the Pharaoh of Egypt. Father, have mercy upon me. Have mercy upon me. Have mercy upon me. Listen, I want to tell you something. As you pray, please pray. This year we need to be praying more than ever. Let me tell you something. King Solomon made costly mistakes. Terrible, crazy mistakes. And God was very angry with him. God even told him he would divide his kingdom. God sent the prophet Ahijah to go tell David that he will punish him, he will discipline him by dividing his kingdom. Guess what King Solomon said? King Solomon said, it's okay. Do you know why King Solomon said it's okay? Please answer me now. Because Ahijah the prophet told him. The reason why God will not punish you, King Solomon, even though he says he will punish you, is because that part gets me anytime I remember it. See what God said. God said the reason why that punishment I'm going to give you, King Solomon, will not happen to you and in your lifetime is simply because you were destined to reign forever till you die. That's why it will not happen. But your biological son, I'll do it to him. And that one did not do what his father did. But King Solomon was messing things up. But God said, Solomon, I will do this to you, I'll do this to you, I'll do this to you. But I still can't do it in your lifetime because you were supposed to reign till you die. That's why everything will be fine with you. But your biological son is the one that will suffer. That's what God told King Solomon. And his son, Rehoboam, it was his reign that the nation of Israel splitted. As a punishment to King Solomon, who had already gone, who is dead and gone. It looks like King Solomon will see what his mistake cost for his son. King Solomon was already dead and gone. But God told Rehoboam, I'll punish you because of your father, idiot. It's amazing. What I'm trying to tell you, be careful of God. You can see certain people making mistakes, silly mistakes, but you don't know who covers them. That is why they can do abortion 50 times and marry and still have beautiful children. Because they were destined not to suffer, but for you. Just make sure you are sure which one you belong. So, I'm trying to tell you something. Be careful who you are listening to that you want to imitate. Have you not noticed the person who is pushing you to do something, they never get caught. You are caught. This is my first time. It's the first time. It's the first time. They catch you now. Hi. You delayed by seconds and they cut your leg. That one. Exactly, they can't catch you. Some of you, I say that to you. If they hold your leg, you will escape with your hand. But the one who has never heard that, they cut everything. Father, please have mercy upon me. Please forgive me and my generation. May we never suffer for any mistakes. Father, give us a new beginning. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Talk to the Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Have mercy. Help me, O God, not to make costly mistakes. Father, grant me a new beginning. Grant me a new beginning. Grant me a new beginning. Open my way. 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 Listen, the embarrassing thing for Rehoboam, the son of King Solomon, was that when he was trying to raise an army to defend the entire nation of Israel, the people reminded him, there's a judgment over you, Mr. Man. The kingdom was supposed to be divided. They came to tell him, a delegation came to tell him, by the word of Ahijah the prophet, the kingdom was supposed to be divided. Mr. Man, go and sit down now. That was the end. Rehoboam just sat down and he signed the document and Israel splitted. Because the people who should have defended him remembered the word of the Lord. Ahijah the prophet was not there. King Solomon was not there. But the people. There are people who keep spiritual records, in case you don't know. God keeps them alive so that they can remind you what has been decided over you. Be careful. Oh. Be careful. Be careful. So, how can this person be a leader and me? I've been coming to church, I'm not a leader. Do you know what record has been written concerning this one? Like the bishop I told, I'm not your mate. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Listen, yes, sir. I know some of you hear things about generational patterns. Yes, sir. They say his grandfather went to prison, his father went to prison. Yes, and it looks like he is going to prison. Listen, there is something you don't understand about generational pattern that is wrongly interpreted. What I just said now is how they interpret it. Yes, sir. But do you know why your grandfather went to prison? Would you like to know? Yes, for example, it was so that your father does not go to prison. But the reason why your grandfather and your father now went to prison is to ensure that you will never go to prison. Yes, sir. That's actually how you are supposed to interpret generational pattern. My grandmother had cancer and died. My mother had cancer and died. Then it ends with them. Yes. They had the cancer so that I will never have it. Yes. So the next time they ask you, is he in the family? You say, no, he's not in the family. Yes. Tell us the truth. That's the truth. He's not in the family. What are you talking about? What kind of stupid honesty is that? Say, yeah, in my family they have traces of cancer. They say, oh. That's why your chest, when it was beating, that's a cancer sign. Heartbeat is not a cancer sign. Can't you see recently now the Surgeon General, the outgoing Surgeon General said, drinking wine now is the cause of cancer. People stop drinking. No, a lot of people have stopped drinking wine. But now, before they say it was good for the heart, now they say it's the cause of cancer. I'm serious, so. Guess what people did? They left wine and started smoking marijuana. They say now the sale of marijuana has increased. They will tell them something else now. They'll come, how long will you keep rigmaroling? Say it ends. No more plague. No more plague. Say this, I'm too blessed to be cursed. I'm too blessed to be cursed. There is no death. I refuse to be rejected by God. I'm obedient. I'm obedient. Talk to the Lord.